What is good, y'all? Welcome to Strawhat Sitdown, episode 126.
Hey!
Let's go. Man, we got 24 more episodes to 150 and 74 till 200, dude. Like this, it's kind of crazy, yo. We really consistent with it, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, we've been grinding.
And with that, I know it's not the same as usual. It's your boy, Mr. G. I am putting on the captain's hat today because Callie Mac is sick. Feel better, Cap.
Sure.
We all hope that you get better because tooth pain is definitely terrible. It's one of the worst. So
yeah, get that checked out as soon as you can, man.
Yeah, man. But with me today, we are three-man weaving it, and with me, I got your boys, Huss. How you doing?
I'm chilling, man. I'm vibing, bro. Crazy chapter. Like, genuinely couldn't have asked for a better conclusion chapter. So I have nothing but praises for Oda. Like, I'm so ready to talk about it.
Yes.
I'm excited, man.
Yo, same. And last but not least, that boy, Straw Hat Mod. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Like Wahad said, this chapter was crazy. It was a banger.
I
did not expect half the things to be revealed here so soon. So
yes,
let's definitely talk about it.
Oh man. Before we get into it though, right? Because this chapter was ridiculous, and I know Mod, we were playing the Black Myth Wukong. We were talking about it before while we're hooping. I want to give a quick shout out to my wife for getting me this awesome One Piece shirt from Uniqlo. There's Onigashima in the front, and in the back you got Kaido and Luffy standoff.
My goodness,
this shirt is OD. Over at Uniqlo, y'all. Like this shit.
Let's go.
It's a little small on me now, but it's just my shirt to, I gotta get back into shape and work my way too. So.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's tough. I like the front is kind of clean. It's not too much.
Yes, and then in the back.
Nah, the back is crazy.
Hey.
Oh my goodness.
I like shirts like that. The anime shirts where it's like minimalistic up front, but there's hella going on in the back. Like, I love those type of shirts.
Bro, that's why my idea for my gift for y'all. You'll see. I'm excited. I already talked to my boy, so we'll see. But yeah, and then also I don't have them with me, but my coworkers got me. Shout outs to Harold and Christian. They got me a Rob Lucci and a Gear 5 Luffy figure, and they're like clashing.
Oh, hype!
And so that was hype. And I also want to show off this. I showed it in chat, but I got this beautiful Zoro pin made by my boy Dova, and
that was sick.
It's one of my favorites, because it's all about that One Piece, bro. I fucking love it.
Hell yeah.
And with that being said, I just want to shout them out real quick, and always share love, because I appreciate the little things, right? Like you guys with this every week, being here talking about One Piece is one thing that I look forward to the most, and I fucking love you guys for it. So I just wanted to thank you guys.
Yeah, likewise, man. We love you too, bro. It's always the best, man. Yeah, it's funny. We talked about it before, but like, you're like a beacon for One Piece. The people are like, oh man, this if they gotta get you a gift, they're like, yo, I got something for you. It's One Piece related all the time. So yeah, people know, man.
I know. And then I got two One Piece tattoo ideas coming. Thinking of.
More ad work for Oda. You guys are charging him for marketing at this point, bro.
We'll see. Nah, if Oda could just give me a little peep at the world of One Piece that he's got in his mind, then I'm good. I don't need anything else.
Facts.
Oh man, because I fucking love this series. But yeah, let's get to it, guys. We got One Piece chapter 1125. What death means. And then we got the cover story of Yamato, the Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage, Volume 3, the rebuilding of Odin Castle, and foreman Minatomo's disappearance. So Minatomo is the one that was helping, that Frankie was working for when he was at Wano.
Yes, sir.
And I think he's like the head, like, carpenter, right? If I'm not mistaken.
No, absolutely. A random small fact about this guy is that someone asked in SBS about the fact that in the very beginning of One Piece in chapter 1, when the bandit Higuma, I think his name is, he breaks the door into the Makino's bar, but when he leaves, it's perfectly fine. It's like a mistake Oda made, and Oda's like, "Oh, you're right, dude. It's this guy. It's this dude that works there, and he's like the best carpenter in the world." And it's like a little gag he had, and actually, that carpenter is related to this guy Minatomo. So him, because the Minatomo's family from Wano came to the East Blue. Apparently, it's the stupidest little gag Oda's done. But this guy's related to a denizen of Fusha Village. It's so random.
That's crazy.
Stupid little lore. I find it. It's always one of my favorite little pieces, so I had to bring it up.
Okay.
But yeah, dude. I guess we're getting a little bit of a mini side quest for Yamato.
Yeah. So Yamato, remember, because someone tried kidnapping the girl in the previous cover story, right? And it seemed like someone, either he's doing something that has a little project on his own, or someone actually kidnapped him. So we'll see.
Yeah. I find it funny how like I don't want to use the word mundane, but honestly, like it's like the cover pages were so crazy for a while, right? Like with the Blackbeard stuff, and now it's like Yamato doing side quests.
Yeah,
it's a little change of pace. But honestly, the chapters are crazy, are even more insane. So it's good. I guess it's not too much insanity going on.
Yeah. All right, let's get to it. Give me 1 second, actually.
No worries. I will say the title is
already
I saw a title.
A little change. Is it not?
It is a little changed. I don't know which one's right. I think they're both. I wouldn't. The first one, the TCB, was what constitutes death, and basically I'd say these are the same meanings. But in terms of just the what the title itself is saying, I thought it was the second I saw it, I was like, oh, wow, we're gonna get into some crazy stuff. Because remember when Marcus Mars saw Vegapunk's Punk Records brain, he's like, what does death even mean to something like this, right? So the fact that we're delving into this idea and this concept, I was really, really excited for. So I knew the chapter was gonna bang off the title alone.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
I was super, super hyped. And yeah, we get into it, right? For sure.
Yeah. All right, let's get into it. So we go back to Egghead, the aftermath of everything that's happened, and we have the Marines on the outskirts of Egghead, reeling, just waking up from that hockey bomb from Joy Boy, and we get that they are gathering they're charging up all the Seraphims, putting them on the ships, and they're asking about the Sea Beast weapons and the Pacifistas 3Ss. And when they were asking about that, no one gave them an answer because Rob Lucci and Kaku got on board, and they asked about Stussy, and then we got Rob Lucci acting all hard. I killed her. And everyone's like, what? Like surprised and shit. I thought this was a little change from one.
It was a huge change,
right?
It was a huge change. Yeah, he said in the TCB he says killed in action.
Yes, he does say that. Actually,
but this one he says I killed her specifically. Referencing when he attacked her for trying to save Vegapunk or whatever.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, first off, like he knows he didn't kill her. So yeah, what do you guys make of this? This moment, like him, whatever. Like, how do you take this?
I mean, it's a cover up, obviously, of like her. Well, let me change that. It's not necessarily a cover up because him admitting he killed her. Obviously, they'll ask like, "Well, why the fuck did you kill her? Like, why did you kill her?" And he'll be like, "Cause she turned traitor on us." So
blah blah blah. Yeah.
So it's not. I guess it's not a cover up. The TCB one would have been like a cover up where it said "killed in action."
Mm-hmm.
So the implications are different because one assumes that like the enemy killed her. And the other is like, I killed her, and there's a good reason for that. So, but I mean, obviously he didn't kill her, so I don't know.
Yeah, because we saw her leave, right? Am I not mistaken?
Yeah. She was talking to Kaku. She was doing the barrier stuff. Like she was up and fine, and then her and Kaku split ways. Because Kaku didn't want to come with her. And leave and like be free or whatever. Okay. So yeah, I think Lucci knows that for sure that she's not dead.
Okay.
I think that's
so you don't think there's a possibility that he somehow met up with them at that moment and then killed her?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
Nah, I don't think so. I think actually
They're actually
so
covering
instead,
up.
he's covering up for her instead of covering up the whole situation like originally in the TCB it made it seem like.
And I would say he's honestly even with both of the translations, I would say that he is probably doing it more so because Kaku is like trying.
Or she saved me or type of shit maybe.
Yeah, but even then maybe Kaku told him, maybe tried to pass it off the lies like, yo, like she's dead, she didn't make it. And
no, but that
wouldn't
be the case. Exactly.
Yeah, but I think Lucci, no matter what, no matter how it went, whether Kaku tried to lie to him or told him the truth, I think Lucci knows that she's not dead, and is like, all right, this is what you want to do. You want to let her go, like you know what? We'll do that because it's what you want to do. No, I feel like I was gonna say I think to me this moment is like even showing that even the dogs of the government have little like ways of their own rebellion, you know what I mean? Like there's little things you can't take away from people. Like at the end of the day, because think back at that moment when Lucci met Marcus Mars in his own form, and he's like, "Yo, my partner Kaku is in there." To us, that was shocking in the moment. We were like, "Lucci would do that? Lucci even gives a fuck? Like that Kaku would make it out if it's not about the mission?"
That's his boy, though. You know,
that is his boy. But I'm saying that's what I'm saying. It's not for Stussy that he saved her. It's more so that
it's for Kaku.
It's Kaku. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
You can even see Kaku's hand in the back. He's shaking, like
fist,
like because he probably wasn't. He probably wasn't sure that what Lucci was gonna do at the time, because you know what I mean. Like, I feel like Rob Lucci's always a wild card, but I feel like in this moment we see a moment of change in him.
Yes,
and he's, you know, like his friendship with, because he always said like friendship is weakness, right? He'd always be telling Luffy that like, oh, like you having friends is why you weak. Like, and he's always attacking his friends and that. But then what happens when his friend is in danger, right? He realized that he's weak at that moment, and like Kaku means something to him, and actually Stussy too. But you know, she betrayed him, so it be what it is.
Yeah, I'm sure he wouldn't mind if she died, but it's like, it seems like it means something to Kaku. I think is my reading of it. Yeah. And I think it's like when we think of the entire theme of Egghead, right? Like how Saturn was saying to Bonnie, like, why can humans never just like do what they're told, even if it goes against them? You know what I mean? Like, you can't control people's will is the whole point of the arc. And I think this is like the little moment of Lucci being like, I know it's not entirely the case, but whatever. This is what Kaku wants. It's cool with me. So I think that's the way I read this moment. It's the beginning of the chapter. I feel like and I feel like that's what the chapter. There's more to that idea. I think in the not with Lucci specifically, but the idea of free will and stuff like that and humanity. So I just think that's what Oda started the chapter with. I feel like it's like the thesis almost of like what's to come.
Yeah, because even of the free will of someone as corrupted as Rob Lucci is capable of change, you know.
Literally the last guy that's like the point. Like if this guy can do it, anyone can. It must be like a feature of human beings.
And it's the fucking Straw Hat effect, bro. It's that Luffy effect, bro.
Yes, and I was telling my boy yesterday. I'm like, bro, remember that line when Luffy tells him like, I'm not gonna go ahead and find Robin when you're in front of me, because if I let you walk around, you're gonna kill the rest of my crew. And Lucci commends him. He's like, yo, that's a good captain mentality. I wish I could tell someone that. And he's talking about Spandam, right? Because Spandam's a fucking scrub. So yeah, like I view that as like a little bit of a full circle moment where Lucci's kind of being a good leader here.
Yes, exactly, bro.
Like taking into account the feelings of his teammate.
Yeah, because all he's ever had were the two of them, really.
Man, hell yeah, bro. It's like
no, Kaku definitely. I don't know about Stussy. Stussy's more.
Yeah, no, forget Stussy. I think it's all about Kaku. I don't really think Stussy means anything to Lucci. But yeah, no, you're spitting, bro. He's changing as a person. And I'm not on like a good Lucci train. Fuck that. He's always gonna be an evil guy. He's probably never gonna leave the government side. But at the end of the day, it shows that even the worst of the worst have a little bit of like a human will in them.
Yeah, that's true, man. Fucking Oda, bro.
And that's just the first scene of the chapter.
I know.
Like,
I know.
Especially, it's a huge contrast in compared to like how Lucci was first introduced. Because if you remember how they were saying like he's this killing machine.
Yep.
How he killed when he was like 13 or 12 or something like that.
Bro killed children, women, and everyone, bro. Like, and bunnies, bro. Like, shit.
Yeah.
So he was a demon.
Even someone like him.
Yeah.
That's true. All right, let's keep it rolling. Then we get that man. I know we were talking about it last time. That boy, Elder Gorosei J. Garcia Saturn talking to the the vice admirals that were there. There was 9 of them, right? If I'm not mistaken. Right, and
Yeah.
so he's talking about like what they've accomplished since the whole Egghead is over. We are now in possession of what we came for: York, Punk Records, the power plant. With these 3, we gain the Mother Flame, a fire that never goes out. For the present moment, this is acceptable. However, and then long neck, ugly ass Vice Admiral over here saying like, "Oh, we are so sorry, sir." And they're just saying like, there were 9 of us Vice Admirals executing a buster call, and yet we still allow the Straw Hat crew and Jewelry Bonnie to escape the island alive. We will head straight after them to Elbaf. And I thought this was a change, a little bit of a change too. I feel like this is where TCB was a little flowery, because they were they mentioned it being like the biggest buster call time, something like that. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they said grand buster call. Yeah.
So but like here it's just they're just saying like a regular buster call.
And I'm inclined to believe the official at this point, especially this chapter, because I forgot to mention, but the Lucci "I killed her" line, my boy just confirmed like that definitely is the better reading of the line. So yeah, the official seems to be on their P's and Q's in this chapter.
Yo, can you ask him those the lettering that's around Lucci and Kaku, that just means doom? Does that mean something?
It's like the doom, like the impact sound.
Oh, okay, got it.
Like this is like big
boom,
moment type shit.
Boom.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I killed her. Boom. I got it.
Yeah, I think that really was a big one. I read that, especially I feel like the killed in action kind of hit a little harder, but I read it and I was like, wow, I can't believe Rob Lucci is covering for someone. I'm shocked.
See, the killed in action, I feel like Kaku. I know we're going back, but real quick, I feel like Kaku would be like, "Oh yeah, she got away," or she got killed by Saturn, and he could have lied about it. But in this instance, him saying I killed her, he's in on it, and then he's doing everything that we talked about before.
Absolutely, and we know, according to my boy and official, that seems to be the right transition.
Yeah.
So including.
What do you guys think? I'll just continue forward, right? Continue.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we'll talk about it, and then next thing we got Saturn talking again. Don't bother with Elbaf. If there was any failure here to blame this on, it was a colossal failure to envision Vegapunk's broadcast message. That doesn't make sense to me. Envision?
The envision, I feel like that gotta be a mistake.
Right?
Or maybe they mean like, nah. I feel like it's got, especially because if you consider the next line, and not only did we fail to solve that message, I feel like he meant to say inhibit or something like that.
Okay, yeah, something like that. Right? Because I was like,
a weird
envision
mistake.
is not the right word, but regardless, they're trying to stop the broadcast. And not only did we fail to stop the message, there was the bitter irony that the pirates' escape was aided by none other than that Iron Giant. And then we get a flashback about 200 years ago.
I couldn't believe this, bro. Like, bro, I saw 200 years ago. I was like, no way.
This is why I want to talk about this. That's why I want to talk about this motherfucker, bro. Because so we get Saturn talking to the scientists of that time, right? And they're like, "Oh, but Saturn, we've been ordered to dispose of that thing." He says, "If anyone finds out, I'll protect you. Research it." They're like, "Huh?" He says, "The giant represents the future. It will prove very useful to the military one day." And one thing that we have learned from this whole arc with Saturn, he is a man of science, but science came and bit him in the ass. That karma got all the way back to him. Everything with Vegapunk, Kuma, Jewelry Bonnie, come back, bit him in the ass, and now also you could add the fucking Iron Giant on that, bro. Yeah. You could add the Iron Giant on that because he was the one, and he lied about it to all the Gorosei and everyone. They thought that it was destroyed. Nope. He made sure that it wasn't, and it bit him in the ass. And that is crazy, especially with what's gonna happen. So
it's really insane that again, I think this is the reason I think this chapter it has such high praise for it is, to me, it makes Egghead one of the tightest and most everything Oda brought up earlier in the arc had a complete purpose, and it all ties into the themes and what he's trying to say about free will and how humans cannot be tied down, right? Like at the end of the day, you can't make someone do what you want 100% because they're their own person, and that has to be respected. And here is a perfect example: Saturn, who believes himself to not even be human, the Crystal Dragons believe him to be a different race, right?
Yep.
He that line again I actually brought up earlier where he had Bonnie in his hand and he said, "Why don't humans just do what they're told?" Bro, they were ordered to dispose of the robot, and his curiosity and humanity as a scientist is like, nah. I'll look out for you if it gets reported.
Mm-hmm.
Let's research it and see what we can learn as scientists. And that is what caused him to lose in the end. It's just like, it's so fucking Oda hit the nail on the head. Like they're nothing but human beings, dude. It's so good,
poetic, bro. It's like this. I don't know. I don't remember who made like the bombs. You know, like Oppenheimer, right? He made like the atomic bomb. You're making this shit. Someone's going to use it one day, and it's going to, bite you in the ass.
You're gonna suffer for it. Yeah.
Exactly. You're the one going to feel guilty for killing millions of people, and
if not, it might turn on you. Like
exactly. And fuck. And it kind of, I forgot what he died from. It might be from radiation or some shit like that. But that's caused by that shit. In a way, it will bite you in the ass, and that's exactly what's proven here with GOROSEI'S Saturn, and his curiosity with science. And I thought it was pretty poetic.
Nothing but humans, man.
But it's so good, dude. Oda's OD.
Also, the fact that this is actually now like official confirmation that the Gorosei are immortal, or at least part of them are, because roughly 200 years ago, I think this was like outside of the Rock's flashback, there was that, and Saturn was like old then too, but I don't know. You could have it was still kind of ambiguous as to whether he was like, you know what I mean, immortal per se.
It wasn't confirmed until
we were asking.
Yeah, 200 years ago, and he still looks like this. That means it was
because I remember we would always be like, when Mercury was like, oh, that's that giant from 200 years ago. Like, we weren't sure if he was actually there or not. But now this is definitely confirmation. At least Saturn was definitely there.
Yeah. At least.
And that's crazy.
It was just nuts. Like, I just seeing the 200 years ago, I was like, I just based on 200 years ago, I know exactly where we're going and what it's going to be about. But obviously, I didn't no clue that we're going to learn that it was Saturn that preserved the robot. And I mentioned how I feel like Egghead might be the tightest arc of One Piece, in the sense that, bro, Vegapunk said the first time they showed the giant, he's like, yo, I was wondering why scientists at the time had the opportunity to preserve it, because obviously it's voice century tech, they should have destroyed it, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and so he's like, I don't know why. They somehow, it got to me. I'm just grateful for that, but I don't know why that even happened. Bro, the throwaway line, like the most casual questioning, and then we move past it, and suddenly it's the key to the whole reason they even got off the island. Like, it was that to me was crazy, bro. Oda's different, bro.
Thank you, Saturn.
Yep.
But screw you.
And that's exactly what Oda did. So we then get the scientist say, "Thank you, my lord. We're endlessly fascinated with it." And then he goes back thinking to himself, "For 200 years, it never budged an inch, until now, when it clearly moved to protect Strawhat Luffy." And then we pan to Vice Admiral Doberman. "Saint Saturn, I ask you this as a soldier in the service to the government. If you consider that a failure, then would that suggest that Vegapunk's statement was true?"
Bro killed himself.
Boom, bro. Saturn got hit with the Jiren eye beams, and then that's it. You guys think he's dead? I don't know.
Again, if it wasn't One Piece, I would say that looked like it kind of cooked him. But yeah, he's probably
because we saw the lesser Marines get their
shit exploded.
Yeah.
On some of the boys' shit. So
yeah, but I think I'm starting to think it is based off of skill level or power or durability and stuff. Because Vice Ab, and because he did that to Sanji and Sanji got hit with it, but he was still okay.
He lived. Yeah.
I think Vice Admirals can live from that if he's not like full blown dead ass serious from like I guess when he transforms and does it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's more stronger when he's.
I see what you mean. Then the human form.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
But I mean, funny enough, unless we get confirmation that all the Gorosei could do it, then I guess this might be the last time.
At least, yes. It was apparently. I remember when we first heard about any of these yokai and we read any of their stories. I feel like it was a specific thing to the Ushi Oni, like
to this one, to Saturn's yokai. So
yeah, that might be probably the last time we see it. Assuming the next user has a different ability, which I'm sure you will.
Yeah, we'll see. And then so next page we actually get the fact that they call the medical team now, and everyone's yelling by Admiral, Doberman,
and also thinly sliced ham in the chat said the same thing. Like they called for a medic, he's probably not immediately dead, so I'm assuming he's alive.
Yeah. Okay, so it's definitely got to deal with the fact that he's a vice admiral and has more durability, like Mod, like you said.
Yeah, hockey as well. Like
yeah.
So, one thing that I want to talk about real quick. That I saw on Twitter, which was actually very interesting. You know what? I'll bring it up at the end. At the end. Yeah, it'll be a nice little bow. Just remind me.
Okay.
But it deals with Doberman though.
Gotcha.
Okay, so let's continue. We go back to the labosphere. Inside the lab, we see York. She's like, "What's going on?" The island clouds. They're all like the island cloud machine is just going out of control. And clouds are just multiplying like crazy right now. And she's like trying to shoot it down. And she's like, it's Edison. He was supposed to be dead. In the fabrosphere, but he's actually in the labosphere. And then we see Edison just sneakily like, oops, busted. And York, shoots something, destroys it. But at the same time, it was a distraction. I feel like he made it seem like they were trying to take the labosphere, but he at least got Punk records. So all those clouds that were forming under Punk records, and it just floated it away.
Yeah.
So what Saturn was saying earlier, the fact that they had three things, like they had York, Punk records, and the power plant, they have access to able to make the Mother Flame. Well, they just lost the Punk records, so.
Which is a huge L, honestly.
Huge L, yeah.
To be fair, for their purposes, the Mother Flame in York is probably enough.
Agreed. She should have access and the knowledge to do whatever she got to do for them. So she's still a Vegapunk, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. That was pretty cool. And then we get some crazy development at Sacred Marijoa.
Is it just me, or is every time you read a chapter and then the scene flips and you see Marijoa, it's like, holy fuck, we're really going to... It's funny because, things are always changing. We've seen Marijoa a lot lately, but it doesn't change. Every time I see Marijoa, when I flip a page, I'm like, oh my god, what are we going to do now?
I know, dude. Something big's going to happen. Yeah. Even for one panel or one page is just, it's crazy. So we hear...
It's scary.
Man. Okay, so we get... I believe we were with some celestial dragons with Saint Charlos, if I'm not mistaken. He are talking about what does this mean? Vegapunk story true? Where's Akainu? How will he make good for his failure with Kuma? Because they're still talking about the fact that Kuma was there and able to climb up the wall, right? The red line, and he attacked Marijoa and able to escape. Mm-hmm. And Akainu was there too, as well, right? Because we saw him; they were fighting earlier. Not fighting; he was trying to stop him, but and they're talking about the fact that the world may sink under the sea. But that shouldn't matter to the Holy Land because they're at the top of the world, so they should be fine. But one thing that they are complaining about right now is the fact that there is not enough food, and they're all complaining, man. Like, blah 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 blah. I'm hungry, like. We have Charlos requesting beef for dinner, and like, what is this? What is this fish for? And the chef's like, I'm sorry, Lord, but we ran out of beef. All we have is fish. And Charlos, doing what Charlos does. I've never been so humiliated, and he killed the poor chef, which is crazy. So
bad.
yeah, and then we have more Celestials talking about how there's a serious food shortage, and they're not able to have their snacks. They have got to be on a prisoner's diet, all complaining, because
prisoner's diet.
It's crazy, bro. It says it. It says it right there, dude. I don't know what to say. It's famine. We're all starving, bro. These fat motherfuckers that have been eating like 12 meals a day. You know what I mean? Like they got their breakfast and they got their breakfast in between breakfast. Like hobbits, bro.
Yeah,
hobbits eat a lot, bro.
You get your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, and your two to three snacks in between each.
Bro, dinner, supper, dinner, breakfast, lunch. Like straight up, that's crazy.
The fact that these dudes are comparing themselves to prisoners, I'm just like, the delusion is so unbearably cringe. Like,
bro,
I can't wait till someone slaps them all. Like, I can't wait for it.
No, it's true. And then they also shouting out, "Put whoever's in charge of food to death. It's mismanagement. If there's no punishment, the lower classes will think this laziness is acceptable."
Go ahead, kill all your chefs and kill all the people in charge, because you niggas can't cook.
They can't cook.
It's like yeah, the real big brain move there. Like I hate these dudes so much. Yeah. Like, oh my goodness.
I will say. Oh, sorry, I didn't cut you off.
No, you're fine, Waz. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, wow, the Revolutionaries are really doing something. Like, they're really making shit happen.
I was gonna bring up the fact that we did see when the Revolutionary came and they did take down their food plants, right? Like their
and I think they said that like they've gone on to like attack their supply lines.
Yeah, they've attacked their food supply lines, and they did something else too. But I know that was one of their main objectives when they went to Marijoa, aside from getting Kuma, and also there was something else too. Wasn't there like three things?
It was like they wanted to start the revolution in all the countries, I think.
Yeah, wage war.
Declare war.
Declaration of war. Cut off food supplies. Get Kuma.
Yeah, that was, and they accomplished all three. Yeah, and that's why like the Celestial Dragons were mad at the Navy.
And now they're like we're looking at the actual fruits of their labor. Like they're actually. I mean, I wouldn't call this starving, but it's getting to that point.
No, I'm about to say that the fruits of the labor is I go from I can have literally any meal I want at any point in time to okay, now I can only eat normally.
I can only have fish on Mondays. What do you mean? Like,
you're right. Well, you can't just be picky.
Yeah, this is a fate worse than death for sure.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
But I mean, for these like disgusting creatures known as celestial dragons, that's all they're known. You know, they always get whatever they want, any food, whatever person, at any time they want, and now it's because this just creates more pressure for the government, right? Mm-hmm. Celestial dragons not complaining. Hey, where's our food? Bah, 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 bah. And their purpose is to protect them. So at some point, the government's going to either be like, yo, F these celestial dragons. We're not dealing with this shit anymore. We got to deal with things that matter. Or somehow there's another group of the government that goes with the celestial dragons to keep protecting them type of shit. You know what I mean? Because the celestial dragons also have the holy knights, no? Like they're tied in.
I don't think the holy knight. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't know if the holy knights serve. I mean, they serve at the pleasure of the celestial dragons, but I don't think they answer to them.
Okay,
that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. So they would probably be more like a. I think they would definitely be more emo.
They still keep their own personnel, right? Like their own little crew that will do whatever. Yeah. But I just mean for stuff like the small stuff, right? Like logistics management, chef, like. They'll be able to have like some small.
I mean, at the end of the day, we saw a holy knight put.
You're right.
I forgot his name, but yeah, he put him to death, and I don't think that's ever been heard of. We ever saw that.
They seem to have like a higher level of jurisdiction than regular CDs at that point.
Yeah, you're right. But I don't know if that's unique if that was unique to what's his name?
Garling?
Yeah, Garland. I don't know if that was unique to him or not, though. But I mean, either way, that's still.
I will say that there's that line, the agent says to Akainu, like, we're gonna leave the Charlos Gates to the Gods Knights. So I think it's their whole organization at that point.
Okay. So it was a Don Quixote Misgard.
Milsgard, yeah. I'm glad I remember his name because that guy was a real one.
I forgot his name. Yeah.
So, you're right. That's true.
Actually, now that we're talking about it, you kind of do have to wonder. Like, I wonder why the Gorosei have kept these special dragons around. Like, is it just to have the facade of a noble class of people? You know, and it's not just 5 random niggas.
I don't know. But I mean, we know that, like, we know the history that basically their forefathers are the ones that started. So, I mean, do you think it's out of honor that they keep that arrangement, or is it like?
I guess it's worked so far.
Or another reason.
Yeah, I think it's just because it's work. Because, like, I feel like, again, like, I feel like the fact that it's a different class of people, it makes the facade more realistic, right? Like, like, than just 5 random niggas. You know, like, what's different about them? You know what I mean? But when it's like a group of people, it feels more like, oh yeah, they're like a whole group. It feels more separated. I feel like that's one. And 2, I think also, like, this arrangement has just worked so far.
Yeah.
You know, no reason to fix it if it's not broken. Yeah, that's what I'd say.
And then, I mean, even if push comes to shove, like if push really, really, really came to shove, these niggas can't fight.
No. That's why I'm like, even if they do anything, even if they apply this pressure that I was talking about, like, well, in all honesty, it's not gonna do anything much because it's not like they can't do anything themselves, right? Like, we saw Charlos get turned into a what is it?
Pancake.
Not even a pancake. What's that? That instrument. Damn, I cannot think of it right now.
Accordion?
An accordion, bro. By Leo, like the littlest motherfucker of all of One Piece. You know. But so they in trouble.
Yeah, shout out to Revolutionaries. They're actually
you know, their moves are subtle, but they're working, and we're seeing the fruits of their labor. So now we continue on to the innermost part of Marijoa, the Chamber of Power, and we see Figarland walking in, and the Gorosei say to him, "What do you think you're doing here, Garland?" He replies, "I am here on important orders." They contort. What orders from whom? Where is your proper deference, Garland? Know your place. You know, all the Gorosei acting all tough, like, yo, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, why are you here? And then my dude says, Vegapunk York is henceforth my direct subordinate, as I assume the role of Godhead of Science and Defense.
My goodness.
And they're like, you mean? The world will be thrown into chaos on a level we have never seen before. Let us do the utmost to improve it together, my fellow elders. He replies back, and then we get 5 elders: Saint Figarland Garland, Godhead of Science and Defense. And at that same time, we see Jupiter, like, sweating. They're all sweating, you know.
Yeah. But it's interesting that they showed Jupiter.
They showed Jupiter for a reason, though.
Yeah, I agree.
And then we go back to Egghead, and we see Saturn again. And he's just like, having a stroke right now, bro. And everyone's like, what is the matter, St. Saturn? And then he's literally just holding his throat. Like, the fire that popped out when he was summoned is, like, coming off of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can see the circle on the ground, basically.
Yeah, and then you see the vice admirals are calling for a medical team. All of them yelling, St. Saturn, what's happening? What's happening to him? Like, there's an emergency. Nothing must happen to the highest authority in the world. They're asking if he's sick. They're asking what he needs. And he's like, He's like, have I been? And they're all like he's literally, like, drying up. Like really, like, it's crazy. Like,
withering.
Withering. That's the perfect word. Thank you.
Yeah.
They're like drying up. That's not the right word.
It works out the same. No. It gets the picture across.
He's withering, and then he says to him, so he says, "Great Emu." And then like Emu says, "Saturn, why did you allow Joy Boy to escape?" Saturn's asking, "Mercy, please. I did not know these powers were so nebulous." And he's like, great Emu. And then that was it.
Yeah, that is a big change from
Crack-a-cocoon.
Boom, yeah.
That's a big difference from the TCB.
What was
the
TCB?
It's the bottom right where Emu says that he talks about in the TCB like the fact that Joy Boy's power was part of that escape, and we can assume he meant the knot that Emmett pulled, right, and that unleashed his haki. Joy Boy was behind that escape and you allowed it to happen. I feel like with this, if you only read this, you assume that he's talking about Emmett and Joy Boy, like the literal Joy Boy. But in the official, he's clearly talking about Luffy escaping.
Yes.
So that's a big change. And by the way, my boy confirmed that this is also the case where the official was right again. So yeah, he's talking about Luffy getting away was the biggest problem, and that's why he had to punish Saturn and kill him, basically take away his immortality.
Yep. And we see that. Next thing you know, there's an explosion. You see it looks like Conqueror's haki or whatever. The flame that I was talking about earlier. All the Vice Admirals get flown back. They wake up and they're like, bones. They see these bones on the floor, and that's all you see. Just fucking the skeleton of Saturn on the ground.
Yeah, that bottom left panel is dark.
Rattle.
Just this skeleton just on the ground. Like that shit's crazy, bro.
Yeah. So, what are y'all? So, holy shit! One.
Yeah. We went through a lot. I'm glad you went all the way, Mister. That was a good choice.
Yeah.
Hello, because one, I guess this means so much. Like one. That means that their power is not their own. It's like more
it's
like
all tied to Emu. Yep.
Yeah. So, because a couple of chapters ago, when Joy Boy set off when the giant set off Joy Boy's haki, and they all got teleported back except for Saturn, which I assume it was because Saturn summoned them originally, so that's why he didn't get sent back. But everybody got sent back. Emu was panting, and he was like he felt that, like he was there.
He screamed.
So, yeah, he did scream. So I assume now, and especially after this Saturn situation, that their power is directly tied to Emu. So
yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. I know we have said this before that we had thought this because the fact that they're able to communicate with each other telepathically, right? There's definitely a telepathic link between all the Gorosei and Emu.
The summoning circles, like how they're all similar, like deemed demonic. Yeah, like we could have guessed that, but here is like the Emu has direct power over you in some way.
And, I'm coming for my flowers because I remember when
it's all you, bro. This is so early.
When this arc
so early.
When this arc first started, and I was like, "Yo, watch, Saturn's gonna fail. We're going to see Emu take his power back, and he's going to give it to someone, and it's either gonna be someone we knew." And they showed Figarland at the same time, right? Like during the flashback, and it only made sense that this guy would be the one to take his spot. And I am super vindicated today. I fucking called it. I was like, Oda, I got you, boy. I see you.
You were right on point. Right on point.
It's good because you called it so early too. Like even before, I think the other girls were on the island. You were like,
bro. Once we saw him, because bro,
in his form or whatever.
Everything in this arc, and talking about the karma that he suffered as a scientist that bit him in the ass, everything in this arc is his fucking fault, bro.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Bonnie, Kuma, now the robot, right? Like that all Vegapunk, that all came back around, bit him in the ass. Emu is the king of the world, and he's not going to allow this failure to be a stain on his record, right? And he's like, nah, someone gotta be punished. The only one is the one that was in charge of all this shit, the one that this branch was under, and that's Saturn.
Yeah,
it's the only way this guy was coming out of this arc. He was dying. Finally, he's definitely there. I know we have Brook as a skeleton, but this
guy
is gone.
Look at his room for one.
You know, and like I'm excited, bro. So my thing is, we see we see Garland. So is Garland now tied in with Emu?
I think.
Or
I think what's gonna. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, or he was the fact that because he's powerful as is, you know what I mean? Like he might not tie in, like he might just be on his own. Like I don't know. I would assume he would have to tie in with Emu, right?
Yeah. I think so because
I agree.
I think what's going to happen is we're going to get at some point, either next chapter or at some point in the future, we're going to see Emu bestow the power onto Figarland.
Yeah, we do gotta see that.
Yeah, and maybe we might get the full-fledged Emu reveal when that happens.
That'd be cool. I wonder, do you guys think that Figarland will be the same yokai, like a Saturn?
No, absolutely not.
It would be something different, right? Oh, I think it's gonna be so badass, bro.
He's gonna have some crazy.
Figarland is such a cool design already. I like his previous outfit more than his Elder's outfit, though. I will say.
Yeah, I feel like Oda gave him the barrel chest for no reason. I feel like actually that's not how he looked in like the first.
Yeah, we saw.
Yeah, his little jacket was cold in his regular fit.
Yeah.
But I think his aura, when the way he walked into this, was fucking crazy. I feel like the second I saw him walk in, I was like, I know what's about to happen, bro.
Oh, I said, oh no, this is it.
It's happening. This is it. There's no better way to put it. And I think, I think this is a really good move from Oda in that Egghead ended, and I mean Saturn was the only Gorosei that really kind of showed, like, it really didn't look that good in terms of like Luffy made him look stupid. Frank got a hit on him. The Straw Hats basically, like, protected Robin.
Bro, Chopper blocked him. Like it.
Like he kind of didn't have a good showing for like the Gorosei level so in terms of like the final villain of the arc or whatever, right? So I think the hype of Gorosei because of him might have been a little low, like in comparison, right, to how they looked before. But and then obviously Mercury, is fucking tanking Luffy hits, which is crazy. But still, like the bottom level of Gorosei looked kind of low.
Yeah.
And then to end the arc, Oda chops off the bottom, adds Figarland, who's probably going to be at the top or close to it. And now that there's still some mystery behind, okay, what's Figarland's power going to be? How does he know Emu? Why did Emu pick him? There's so much now that there's still a lot of mystery at a base level regarding the Gorosei, and with their strength level is much higher, I'm sure, because of Garland. So Oda did a great job, like, setting up, even though we explored a bit of the Gorosei this arc, there's still unknown, mysterious, and scary power level wise. Yeah. So Oda cooked, man. Oda really cooked with this. I'm very happy with.
And then also remember, Figarland is also tied in with Shanks.
Yeah,
that's another connection that I feel like we can't ignore, right? Especially when it comes to Emu making moves themselves, because we don't know.
And my buddy, me and Grayson were talking about it, and like, I think what happens is that the leader of the Gods Knights is now someone else, and I think it's probably the figure that we saw the first time Dragon brought them up. The guy that we first saw looks like Shanks, right? And I'm assuming it's the person that's Shanks in the one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That to me seems, even though I don't like it that much, I think it's the most probable at what we're looking at, because there's still that from that one page that was like, whoever finds the One Piece, right? And it's all like the 12 people. There was still that one silhouette, and we still saw Garland, right? So I think that person's probably the leader of the Gods Knights, and I think that's gonna be interesting, because if that's Shanks' brother or whatever, like, there's gonna be the dichotomy, like the contrast between Shanks who got to leave and this guy who's born here, and like you said, for Garland, it's crazy, man. It was just insane. But my boy Mr. called that shit, bro. That was nuts,
bro. I was on one, bro. Yo, Oda, I got you, boy. I got you.
And here we get confirmation that the Gorosei are cycled in and out.
Yeah, true.
I'm which I feel like we knew for sure, though, because of Jupiter saying that he was questioning the world government's decision to change Luffy's fruit's name, so that means that they weren't there when they did it. So we could have assumed, but still, now we got to see it happen. We know that it happens. Like, man, it's
and that's crazy that Emu could just give immortality.
Yes, insane.
I told you.
Like, just give it. This dude has to be top 1 in the verse. Like,
he's doing godly shit. Like literally, like
bro. But I wonder, is it a fruit? You know what I mean? Like
that's the question, man.
Because if that's the case, then what if Blackbeard tries to steal that shit? Shout out to Thinly Sliced Ham because that would be crazy. Blackbeard with that type of power.
And I think that's part of like the world thing, right? Like what? Also, I think it kind of opens up. Speaking of Blackbeard, now you think about Katarina Devon when she touched him and said "mission complete," right?
Yep.
Like that is legitimately like, bro.
Yeah, because now that Saturn's gone, what does her touching him mean?
Yeah, exactly. And I think the question you have to ask there is like, what level, like, how much is this going to spread that Saturn is not?
It's not.
I agree with you completely.
That's exactly why Katarina Devon having Saturn actually helps them, because right now everyone's making moves. Because I feel like somehow Blackbeard knows that Saturn's gone. Like, these guys are probably has their ways to figure out that information early, right? But these vice admirals are not going to talk about this. They're not going to mention this, and like they can't allow this information to get out, which I think will bite them in the ass, because he's going to.
It's going to let Katarina Devon walk around freely.
Exactly. She's going to go to a place and be like, oh, they're like, oh my god, Gorosei Saturn, like, ho ho ho, and then she's going to be able to do what she got to do until another Gorosei comes up and he's like, or Alcaine. I'm sure they're going to tell Alcaine. Right.
He's gonna walk in and see Garling, right. But they also could tell him, like, they might not tell him he died. They might tell him like he retired in the countryside or something like that, right? Like, and then if he sees him in the wild, he'd be like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" Instead of dying.
Nah, he'd be like, "Nah, he failed. He failed, bro. Yo, don't fail like that again, bro. This is what happens when you fail, bro. like chill." So I actually want to ask you guys: was Saturn like already like? Part of me thought of it like this: what if IMU just raised like the skeleton and like. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like a person.
Oh, like he wasn't. Like, so like his spirit, like that was
like it was a skeleton of the royal, like the king of like one of the 20. You know what I mean? Like, you know how like they're all tied in together because of the 20 kingdoms that makes the Vivre. Like, what if it's like they're ancient kings that like became like that he just revives to become
reanimated in a sense.
Yeah, you know, like that's why it made me think like. The way that he just turned into a skeleton like that, but also he could have just offed him and
what he did with Garling too, right? Like,
the way
he could be a guy.
Yeah.
My theory was that because he snatched what he did was he didn't directly like kill him. I think in my opinion, I think what happened was he just took his powers away. He took them back, and him taking his powers back was going to kill him because he's way past his expiration date.
Like he just withers away like Dorian Gray when he sees like his portrait type of shit.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. And then like when he sees it, he turns into it, and then he just withers into his age.
Yeah. Because I'm assuming now that Figarland, when he gets the power from IMU, he's going to be immortal at that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
and then whenever he gets past that age where he would have died, if IMU ever takes it away, like that's what's gonna happen. He's gonna like wither away. Because like I completely agree with what you're saying. Like I feel like he didn't kill him. He just took away his power, and that's what was fueling his body. I think the fact that his skeleton. I think the fact that his skeleton is the only thing left. Like there was no decomposing. That just shows that like the only reason he was even alive is because of the immortality. So I agree. He just took the immortality away.
That makes sense. Word. Nice. I like that clear up. Word.
I think on another thing about this scene here is that in the bottom right, Saturn says IMU out loud, which is really crazy, dude.
Oh,
wait, that was
true.
Out loud.
Yes.
Yeah, the I and then Mu, the two different titles. He says IMU as he's getting choked out.
So that means that's.
Wait. I'm confused. How is that out loud? But it's not the other.
The great IMU is in his head because of the bubbling, right?
Yes.
And then if you look at the one, because usually when someone yells, it does like the speech bubble for it is like very pointy and like big, like to make it like someone's yelling. Like in the top of it when he's like like you know because is trying to show that like he's yelling. So he definitely lets that out by
Yeah, and I
accident.
think the way you can tell like is that the speech bubbles that are like in their head have like a border of like spikes. Like I don't know what else to call it. It's like a circle around it. That
Yeah,
is how you
but
can tell that it's in his head, and that the emu is not. It looks like a regular. He's just speaking at that point.
Yeah.
He's not. I think it's not even like he didn't even mean to do it. I don't think. I think he just that was like he's just dying.
well, hold on. Haven't they when they talk to each other, including to Emu? I thought these spikes were always there because
they're in their head.
Yeah, that's in their head.
Yeah,
that's the voice. That's like the Discord call. But he's not talking to Emu here. He's kind of just like proclaiming like it's two different things. He's talking to him like, "Great Emu, please. I didn't know his powers were so nebulous." That's one strand. That's like his conversation. But in his reaction to dying is like Emu in his actual present body.
Oh, you say
like you see that eye?
Oh,
yeah. That's like one one thought, like one word. Emu. So it's just a reaction of how he's dying. He's like, it's both. They're both having at the same time.
Yeah.
He's thinking this conversation, and he's saying he's reacting like emu as he goes out.
Right. Okay.
Which is crazy because now all these vice admirals. That's the last thing they hear from him. Yep. And I was wondering this all arc, man. Ever since Garp pulls up at G14 or whatever, like why is Oda focusing on Doll so much? Like she doesn't do anything in this whole arc, right? She like punches a pacifist or something, or whatever. Or a giant. A giant. Yeah. And I'm like, cool, big whoop, bro. Like I was wondering why, but dude, she's here for this, and she's one of the most. They show her face a lot of the reactions, like more than the other vice admirals. She was with Sword. She's not part of Sword, but she was with Sword. And
she has ties with Garp. We've seen her interact.
Yeah, they're buddy. Like so, she seems like a good Marine. Yeah. And I feel like this arc is setting her up, and whoever these other vice admirals, to have some sort of like, oh, we heard Emu's name, or we heard a name Emu, and then they're gonna start asking around. Like they're gonna be like, Sengoku, who's Emu? You know how they always do like experiments of like out of 10 people, like will like when someone say like, will someone tell the secret, and then like out of 10 people, like one person is going to break. You know what I mean? And I feel like she might be the one to break and like tell Kobe, and yeah, she might like want to look into it, right? Because she's doing all this demonic shit, right? That's like we talked about like jokingly, like imagine being the Marines, like imagine being a scrub Marine, like the guys are on your side, but they're demons, and I think that's like part of it. Like she's like, yo, dude, you wouldn't believe what I saw at Egghead, and now the Gorosei, he turned to a skeleton, but the last thing he said was this Emu. What does that mean? Is that a name? Is that someone? So yeah, like that. That is like the fact that he said that is one of those small things that's going to be huge in the future.
That actually, him saying that is actually like bad for nuts, it's bad for the Marines, because if word comes out, you know what I mean. People start looking into it, find out that
they're fucking dead, bro.
They're all dead, bro. Honestly, they should all be dead now.
Yeah.
For hearing that.
Yeah, but I imagine it seems like I think some things the Gorosei do. I don't think the Gorosei are under 100 24 hours supervision from Emu. Because I guess if he said it out loud, Emu didn't hear that he said it out loud. You know what I mean? Like I think he only transmitted his thoughts. So for now, Emu doesn't know, but it definitely will come back up later.
That will bite him in the ass, and that's another way that Saturn screwed over Emu. Just saying.
Yeah. Sick, bro. Let's go. We take this.
Oh, so actually, cause I know I brought up the thing before, but now that we got to this point, real quick, on Twitter, Black Yonti Savvy, he does a lot of One Piece theories, and one thing that he put up, which was I put up on the stream right now, is Oda did a major parallel connecting ancient Egypt mythology. The deaths of Saturn and Doberman wasn't random. Doberman paralleling to the Anubis, the god of funeral, and Saturn connecting to the bull god of Apis. And then Saturn killing Doberman resulted in karma coming back for Saturn through Emu, and his death and funeral happened, representing the Anubis. So because Doberman looks like is a dog, with Anubis looks like has the head of a dog, is the god of funeral. So because he was the one attacked or killed supposedly by Saturn, that karma came back and bit him in the ass again. So Saturn just getting hit with karma left and right.
The fucking dude, Egyptian mythology coming into point out how bad Saturn fucked up. Yeah, that's crazy. I guess I see it. I also view it as like Doberman. By the way, I was so happy this thing got packed up. He's just like dude. Every time we see him, he's catering to the fucking Gorosei. He's giving them tea and shit. Like he's really one of these niggas' dogs, and it's in the name. He's a fucking laugh dog. So I view it as that too. Like that. Like one of the most loyal servants is like, yo. So like. Was Vegapunk right? Like, right? He's like, he's actually questioning things. It goes to show that like even the most loyal servants are like shaken a little bit by what Vegapunk was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That too.
Especially because like dogs are always loyal. You know, always the most loyal pets around. Man's best friend and everything like that. So the fact that he was the one that said something that did question Saturn and got attacked for it, like. You know, not my favorite Marine, so whatever, but it's definitely something to think about. And I thought it was a nice little theory that, you know, I love all the mythology and stuff like that, bro. So
that is cool. That's dope.
Yeah, that is dope.
All right, let's continue because this shit was crazy though.
Yeah.
All right, so we get to. I want to say this is Punk Records, no?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, there's Punk Records in the air with the clouds, and it's all. The Vegapunks talking to each other. We have Shaka, Atlas. They mentioned they weren't able to steal the Labos phase, but Edison was like, at least we got Punk Records. We can't just physically hand it to her, you know, to York, because she still has access. This confirms that York and all of them are still connected, right? Even though, like, Lilith has to use the bathroom now. But like mentally, like their mental connection is still intact with one another.
Yeah.
I find it interesting that they can't like block her out. I wonder if they're gonna start working on that, because I wouldn't want York being able to access any information that we doing at this point going forward.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But Edison with the well, we got confirmed that Edison didn't die, so. Edison's alive, like physically alive. And they talk about, you know, to work together to get this genius brain until the day humanity can wrangle it themselves. I'm talking about the punk records, because they're just gonna leave it in the sky.
Right.
Right.
Which is what they were talking about in I forgot which chapter it was, where they were saying like, oh, we got to get the clouds ready or whatever. I think it was the flashback. Okay. Yeah, that flashback where they found out that York was the culprit.
Oh damn! They mentioned it there. That's crazy.
Let's go, man. Yeah. Yo, pick that shit up, boy. Let's go.
Sheesh.
Yo. Man, they snapped like a motherfucker, because the fact that it's like, I was wondering this whole time. I was like, what are they going to do about Punk Records being back on Egghead Island? Like, even if they'll... Remember, I was questioning that. Like, even if they get away, what the hell they're going to do with Punk Records? Like,
that's a lot of information, bro. They can't have that fall.
They can't just leave that. Even if they left Egghead, I was wondering so much. Like, okay, why would y'all like leave Egghead and not do something about Punk Records? Well, they did something, and I guess that was the plan the whole time, was to send it, shoot it into the sky, to where no one could touch it. It's like its own. It's like its own sky island, just like how they were foreshadowing that since the beginning of Egghead, when they were commenting about the clouds, that this was based off of, like, you know, the different sky islands and stuff. So that's pretty cool, that how full circle that came. Like, that's very cool, because it's literally a sky island.
Yeah.
Like,
it's crazy, bro. So
yeah,
we get them talking to themselves even more. Talking about how, like, you know, it'll take like 500 years for humanity to make something to be able to get Punk Records in the sky, right? And then Shaka asks Edison if he made the clouds the floating type, and Edison replies back saying, "Of course. As far as the world knows, Vegapunk is dead. Now we can tour the globe at our leisure." So I guess they have some control, or they probably just letting it float around. just chilling because there's really no rush. And then Pythagoras replies, "But we don't have any funds or materials, so we can't invent or develop anything," which I thought was interesting because Edison replies back saying that, "Hey, that's what friends are for," and that's a very key phrase that he said in a little bit. Yeah, because I was not expecting this. So we then get Edison to put his body back together by using parts of the rest of the other satellites of Vegapunk. You got Alice's arm, Pythagoras' arm, Shaka's body, and
his coat or whatever. Yeah,
and then you got Edison's head. Right, that's the four of them. Yeah. So it's pretty cute. I like seeing the interaction between the all four of them.
It's nice.
And this is all in his head, so it's pretty cool. And it, maybe telling that he looks goofy because he does look ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
He does.
He does not need to use everyone's body, but okay, do you, Edison? But I understand the sentiment,
yeah.
And then Shaka mentioning like, "Oh, I didn't know you admire my height so much." He's like, "Of course, like stuff it, bro." Like Edison is the short stuff, so now he gets to be tall, which is pretty cool. As a short guy, I wish I could be tall one day. I'm not gonna lie.
Don't worry, man. We'll do the fusion dance.
Oh man, damn, we'll probably only get like 5'9" then. I'd still take it though. I definitely would have made D1 fucking volleyball, bro. Yeah. So they also Alice also mentions like, "Yo, make sure you throw out all the extra York parts," which I thought was funny. Good call. Leaves a bad impression. Like she doesn't need any parts. If she were to ever find this and like try to heal back, then nah, screw her.
Yeah.
And then Edison calls, says, "Hello, Witheria. This is Vegapunk." And then we see, I forgot his name, but
it's just an H.
Nami's teacher.
Teacher from Witheria replies saying, "What do you want? I thought you were dead." And then we get to the next scene.
I will say that there's a change in the Vegapunk lines in the part where they're talking about how they can tour the world. They actually mentioned that in TCB it's something like the whole world will recognize Vegapunk are 6 feet under, so it's not like we can leisurely tour the world, right? And then different. And the Pythagoras line is actually like kind of similar. Like he goes off to say like and we can't keep inventing. So it's kind of like they're both being downers. But in the official, Edison's being more like the fact that we're dead is good because we can just tour the world without anyone kind of caring about us. Yeah. So it's a little bit of a difference. Like, at the end of the day, they're still they're floating around. So I think the official makes more sense.
It does,
but not that big of a change. And the Witheria guy's name is Haradas. Shout out to the One Piece wiki.
Hey, there you go. And also the world wouldn't know those satellites being Vegapunk because they only saw the Vegapunk that we saw in the video.
Fact, bro.
So no one would know. Man, come on, man. I thought they were geniuses, bro.
He's even bugging, bro. I think he's
some of them. Well, hold on. Some of them were in the video.
In the video, you're right. In the background, yeah, but that doesn't mean that they were saying that they were Vegapunk, though. Right?
Yeah, I think they referred to them as Pythagoras and.
But if you were there with Vegapunk when that happened, and I saw you down the street, I'm going to come up to you.
Yeah.
Facts.
You're not just some guy.
Exactly.
Facts.
But the fact that they're still alive, right? How do you? So first of all, obviously, this wasn't really that much of a surprise to us, right? I'm assuming. Really. Like we weren't really that surprised.
No, it didn't blow my mind. I mean, Lilith was kind of talking about it. She said, "I heard the whole story, and don't worry, we're not dead." Like I know we thought it meant that like they live on with her, but really they live on with Edison.
Well, they probably live on all together and probably just
definitely. But I think it makes the most sense that it's like Edison is the one that has them in his ear or whatever. Maybe they can. Maybe Lilith can just talk to them all the time. I don't know. But either way, we know that in some capacity, they live
alive.
On. Yeah. So I was not like mind blown, but it was cool to see that like they are actually their personalities.
I wasn't expecting Edison to still like his body to still be alive. I like you said, I was expecting to just them be inside Lilith and that was it. Not the fact that Edison was still in play and screwing York over and setting up this last domino by getting the punk records out of the hands of the government, which is actually really fucking sick.
Edison
touched up, he did, bro. Because remember he was using that same technology to extend for them to get out of there on the Sunny from the top, right? And
it's cool because Oda kind of set it up that like he was already manipulating it. Like why wouldn't he be able to like go put it into overdrive and and then he tricks York into shooting it. Like it's such a good
right. So we got officially right now there are three
satellites.
Yeah,
physically alive.
Yeah.
So we got Lilith is gonna be with the Straw Hats. Meanwhile, Edison's gonna be on Punk Records chilling.
York's gonna be a fucking slave.
And York, yep. Do you guys think we're going? Who's going to find? It's got to be the people at Witheria, right? They're gonna get Punk Records.
Yeah, they have some plan to rendezvous with them or whatever.
They're probably going to, because they're also a Sky Island too, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So they can attach probably themselves to Punk Records in some type of way, and they are a nation of science. I think we
also the knot that Emmett used to use Joy Boy's hockey. We see a wind knot of them from the anime.
Yeah,
it was an idea Oda had, and it came from them. So there's a lot of
connection between them, and now it's more confirmed than anything.
And now that we know that they're using that technology back in the Void Century, like Joy Boy used it. Like I wonder if there's a connection there. Did he know them? Maybe, like, bro. So there's a lot of possibilities there.
Yeah, there's going to be so much new info and stuff we're going to get when the Weather people come together with Punk Records. Oh man, that's going to be so hype. Because a lot of times I forget that Nami's weapon, it's a product of science.
Yes,
it's not like magic or anything like that. Outside of the Zeus.
That's straight up. Yeah, that's straight up.
But the science of there and Lysop, definitely.
Yeah.
Right. So this is going to be very interesting.
And I think the line about that's what friends are for, right? And he said, I think even the CB put it as like, we'll have to leave it to our partners, right? And again, friends, plural. I don't think he just means with Witheria. I think also the Revolutionaries could come up. I think there's not really much else, right? I would only assume Clover and O'Hara, but obviously they're not here. But yeah, no, I assume that there's still people around the world that he has to work with. Who knows? Maybe he might work with Neo Mads in some way, even though they probably hate him.
But
there's a lot of ways. That could happen because they were like, "No, you can't die. We just regrouped and we're supposed to stop you." Or
they wanted to beat him and get rid of him.
I could definitely see that being the case. That's actually a good point.
That's a
really good point.
Yeah, so they may contact them and be like, "Hey, we're back," and it's like, "What? What the? Hey, y'all, get him!" It's like, "All right, y'all, stop, y'all, small time, stop." Like,
that's true.
But this is gonna be so fun. I can't wait to see more from them.
I like the Vegapunks, man. I like the Vegapunks a lot. So
absolutely. Yeah, I'll get back to the original question about how we feel about them being alive. I'm actually happy. I think Stella didn't make it.
Because we haven't seen Stella at all. We haven't seen this piece.
His body, he's covered up respectfully. We didn't see his personality. I think they would have showed it if he was alive.
They're all his personalities, right? So do you think that they could bring him back?
Probably if they all decide to become one again.
Interesting. I guess they would need York and Lilith.
Yeah.
But also, he was still a person himself, despite these things having their own, bodies and stuff. I wonder if there's something about him specifically that they can't recreate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe.
His essence as a person. But either way, I don't see him. It is. But I don't see him coming back. I feel like he really did give us everything he had. I feel like it seemed like it was a final sacrifice, and I think Oda's gonna respect that. So I think we got the sacrifice for the arc. I don't feel like it's going back on anything. I wouldn't call it.
So
like
you don't think we're going to see him again for the rest of the series outside maybe
I
flashbacks or something?
Yeah. I think he's cooked.
I think
I think that's one of the satellites. I think that's like he might not be here, but the point like, it's the question you have to ask about the title of the chapter, right? What does being dead mean? If the satellites are here, does that mean Vegapunk, the person, is still alive, right? And I think that's what Oda wants us to think about. But yeah, I definitely think Vegapunk himself is dead. But the question is like, I think some people, because it's obviously always a One Piece question, like, oh, is Oda going back on their deaths? Like, I don't really view it that way. They don't have bodies anymore. They're living on in Edison, and I'm not mad at that. I think it's fine. I think it's a cool ending.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I don't think it's the last. Me personally, though, I don't think it's the last of it, though. Like, I don't think, for example, right? I don't think that Edison is going to be the final catalyst for all of them. I think that eventually they may recreate. They may find a way to recreate some fresh new satellite catalyst bodies for them or something like that. And maybe they may come back like that.
Once they get some funds and resources, meet up.
Right.
Yeah. Right now they just surviving. So
yeah,
they gotta do what they gotta do. But I do think we'll see them again in the future because this is the final arc and that Punk record is still very important. And I'm sure, like since you brought up the fact that they hit up with Area, we don't know who else they're hitting up, and that's gonna cause motion. Put motions into action, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. But Edison gotta bulk up because he had a point where they're critical, and if you're gonna meet up with people, you're gonna need to be, especially since you're by yourself, a little bit stronger to deal with some. Especially if we think that they're going to meet up with the what's his name, Caesar and Judge and all that, like oh man, it's going to be crazy.
Or what if NL finds them coming back from space? Finds the Punk records and
and there's already a lot of connection between Vegapunk and the Moon. The guy that created the automata that went to the moon that NL saved. That guy's from Vegapunk's island, the old man.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of what is Oda? Oda. I need answers, man. Why does Vegapunk have connections to the fucking moon, man?
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. All right, so let's finish this chapter off. Yeah. So we go for the final 2 pages of the chapter. We go to we go to Kamabaka Queendom. And it's the Revolutionary Army is talking about what's gonna happen. Are we just gonna die here? And then someone like, oh, I choose life. I'm gonna swim, whatever. Then they're just recapping real quick, like. So basically, in the story, no one knows about. There was a massive war during the Void Century, and the use of ancient weapons during that war caused the world to sink 200 meters into the sea. Whoever manages to seize the One Piece and become king of the pirates will have that power at their command once more. And then I forgot her name, but I think something Betty, right? Betty, yeah. We can't sit around waiting for that to happen. A world is sinking into the sea. Sabo mentions the fact that when you consider that the celestial dragons live at the world's highest elevation on the red line. And then another thing,
this was crazy.
which was crazy. The fact that we all knew about Tequila Wolf, but there's also Vodka Wolf, Rum Wolf, Bourbon Wolf. All of these are mega structures that the celestial dragons had slaves constructing going back to 700 years ago. And then it's just the rest of the celestial, the rest of the Revolutionary Army just saying that a lot of things all make sense now. Like those big bridges mean a whole different thing. And finally, we get the man himself. Oh, in chat, real quick. Fuck Tequila Wolf is the one that Robin was sent to by Kuma.
Yeah, I think he's asking specifically like about the other one.
I don't think we had any idea there was others.
Completely new. The only one we knew was Tequila Wolf.
Yeah. So well, it makes sense that there's 4 of them because there are 4 seas.
Yeah.
You know, so they're probably trying to connect to each other. So then we get that man finally, Mr. Famous Man with the ... Dragon himself, Monkey D. Dragon himself. He says the problem, Vegapunk, is that not everyone who believes your warning is going to prepare for the looming disaster peacefully. This demands a swift resolution, because it can't be long before the people of the world begin to fight over safe ground. He's finally broken his silence, and he's let us know what he truly thinks. And he's like, damn it, Vegapunk, you fucked up. Now everyone's going to be fucking panicking, trying to find safe ground, and it's going to cause a whole lot of destruction and infighting. So it seems that the Revolutionary Army are finally going to make their move.
Yeah, it seems like they're rushing, or they're speeding up their plan, and they've been getting into action ever since the river, and it seems like they have nothing. They have only plans to continue, ramping up their actions.
Yeah.
I speaking of them in the river, I think again, it's another part of Egghead that is full. That is part of why, again, it's such a every little thing matters. Dragon brings up the Gods Knights in 1086. By the end of the arc, the head of the Gods Knights is now the new Gorosei. And I think his prediction is going to come true. I think the next few arcs will have. I think Elbaf might have a Gods Knight or 2 in there. The next few arcs, Gods Knights are going to be a big part of the world government fighting force. So yeah, I think Dragon and the Revolutionaries are gonna have a big part to play, and I just need to see it, man.
Yeah.
Actions over words, buddy.
Do y'all think that Dragon and the Revolutionaries are going to stand in the way of anyone who wants to get the One Piece now? Because remember, we were talking about them being contenders, right?
Yeah.
And at first, obviously, we said that Dragon is a secondary force because of his his forces alone and all that other stuff. He's a potential threat, but but I didn't think he was going to be necessarily motivated, or I don't think any of us thought he was going to be necessarily motivated to actually get the One Piece.
No, but now this gives him reason to.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if he's going to be diametrically opposed to anyone getting the One Piece, including his own son.
Yep. I think that's what it's setting up for. That now Dragon actually has to go for the One Piece, right? We know Shanks is going. He's already going on his way there. We have
Buggy wants to.
Blackbeard is just waiting. Luffy, we know he wants to go get the One Piece, and Vegapunk wants Luffy to be the one to find the One Piece. And now we have confirmation of the Revolutionary Army having a reason to go after the One Piece to prevent anyone from using it, including Luffy himself and Shanks, because we don't know. They can't trust anyone. They rather trust themselves than anyone else. And then we also have the government. Because of this warning, the government has to go into motion too, because they can't let anyone, as well, just like the Revolutionary Army, not get the One Piece, because they're gonna have this power. So
I wonder if I wonder if they'll definitely have hostilities towards Luffy if they see him. It's crazy anymore. I don't think Luffy specifically they'll have problems with.
I think Shanks. But I think we might see some crazy ass matchups that we're not expecting,
Shanks?
bro.
Oh no!
Who's Luffy's true daddy? Who's Luffy's true daddy, boy? Come on! Oh man.
Yeah, Salvo versus Shiryu or Kainu or Aokiji, excuse me.
The paternity battle is about to go crazy, bro. Yo, oh man. They're gonna be like, Luffy, who you gonna go with, Shanks or your daddy, bro?
Nuts. Paternity court, bro. Relax.
I mean, yo. I think at the end of the day, Luffy is more sentimental to Shanks than Dragon. Dragon was
I
not
know.
in his life.
Absolutely, bro. That's why it would be so funny. And then Dragon's gonna be like, "What do you mean? You're my son." I looked at you. I looked to the east the whole time of my life while you off, and I wasn't in your life at all. Meanwhile, this other man Shanks is over here raising you, bro. No, of course Luffy's gonna pick Shanks, bro.
Yeah,
I think this would be so funny though.
But that's a good point, That's a great point.
Another good matchup: Blackbeard versus the Revolutionaries again, like round 2.
They already have beef.
They already have beef. We didn't see the first time, off screen.
Yeah.
There's just so much possibilities coming from this now, and it's just I really wonder how they would go about that too, right? Like I wonder, since Sabo is directly tied to Luffy, if they would try to go find Luffy to be like, hey, with Vegapunk's message, we kind of either need to work together, or you need to give us the poneglyph so that we can, and especially since Robin is going to be with them too, and Dragon and the Revolutionaries have a close connection to Robin, so it's very
It could go either way, because Luffy could be like, listen, bro, you my brother and all, and Robin's like, you guys help me out, but nah, we're not giving you this info, bro. It could cause some conflict. We could definitely see something go wrong there. I like that.
Yeah, man, One Piece is an insane squad,
bro. But what Vegapunk did is pretty much just give more give more put more fire to the flame of the chase for One Piece, and now everyone has a stake in it. Everyone needs to find it for a different reason, right? Like we were saying, Luffy, for why Luffy wants to become king of the pirates, whatever. But now Revolutionary Army's got to prevent everyone from getting it because of the weapon. Same thing with the government, pretty much. They want that in there. Same thing with IMU, because who knows what Akainu's motives are different from IMU's motives and the GOROSEI'S motives, So it's crazy. Everyone has something to go for, going for the One Piece, and we're just gonna see this little rat race to see who finds it now. Because everyone has a reason to find it now. It's not just something in the back of their journey, like, oh yeah, we'll find it eventually. No, we got to go find it now, and that's gonna cause a lot of conflicts. I think we're gonna see a lot. I can't wait, bro.
It's gonna be lit, bro. It's gonna be lit.
Literal big battle royale, bro. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Damn. I think that's about it for this chapter. You guys is there anything else on this chapter that you guys want to bring up?
I feel like next episode I'll be like, oh, I wish I didn't say this, but no, I can't think of anything. I feel like we
can't think of anything right now. Did y'all want to go over the Vivre card stuff?
Yeah, I'm down. I forgot to bring it up before the beginning of the episode. That was my bad. But this past week we got what, 2 Vivre? I think 2 Vivre cards. Translated, and that came out. Well, one of them was like about Wano. A lot of Wano characters had Vivre cards come out, and showing that they like Yamato, for example, has observation, armament, and conqueror's haki. Which is pretty cool. And then one big one. Oh, and also timelines too, for Kaido, Queen, of their lives, and also we got a Vivre card for Mihawk, showing that he does not have Conqueror's haki, which I was gonna bring up. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, he's not listed. What I think about that, cap. We're gonna see it when he does it.
No, wait. Yep. So this is.
Yep.
Now I feel vindicated because I said, okay, so for the longest. So why does it feel capped that he does not have Conqueror's Haki?
Great question. I feel like Oda has painted like an image of like the best hand-to-hand combat. You seem to need to have Conquerors, and the fact that Zoro has unlocked it at Wano, and he has yet to get to Mihawk. I view it, to me, I view it as like that's what separates the highest tier of physical combatants from the second highest. There's like a barrier, a glass ceiling. So I just view it as unthinkable that Mihawk is as strong as he is, and to me, I view him as barely weaker than Shanks probably, without advanced Conqueror's Haki. That is legitimately my entire.
So apparently, the Vivre card also said like there was one before that had Zoro's info, and it didn't say Conqueror's Haki, but. I feel like that could always, I think so. But I feel like that could always change, though. You know what I mean? Like, like you said, for Mihawk, we haven't seen it yet. Possibly.
Yeah, I think like Oda is hiding it from us for when he reveals that, Mihawk's gonna get into scrap, and then we'll see, the space between the blades or whatever.
Here's my thing. When it comes to Zoro's Vivre card, did it ever say explicitly he did not have Conqueror's Haki? Or
but I think if it did,
it was an omission. Like it just said like armament observation, and
just like this one.
Then so this one, is it explicitly saying no or
no? It's just saying that he has observation, he has armament. End of sentence. And people are like, oh, no Conquerors, and I'm like, that doesn't say he doesn't have Conquerors.
Okay.
He just even if he did have it and it's just later, Oda wouldn't use a Vivre card to tell us.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Okay. So
I'm not saying they're lying. I'm just saying they're omitting it.
Okay. As long as it's because if it was explicit, man, I would have said like, look, just because like one person because I always brought up the fact that like Haki, yes, is a high tier separation of power, but just because you don't have it or you don't have a certain type of Haki doesn't mean you necessarily can't compete, because we've seen plenty of times in the examples in the story where people who had Haki was fighting Luffy, for example, like let's say Boa's sisters had armament and observation. Luffy didn't have either of those, but they still whooped them. I mean, he still whooped them. So it's like, I know like Conqueror's Haki is supposed to be like the elite club or whatever, but to me, it's like if I know Zoro's going to achieve his dream by being the world's greatest swordsman by beating Mihawk, he's going to need something that separates him from Mihawk, something. Because if it's just like, oh, whatever Zoro gets, that's probably what Mihawk can do too. It's like, well then, how would he beat Mihawk? Unless it's like he has something that's unique to him. You know what I mean? But I mean,
feel you.
But maybe at some point, like you said, we're going to see Mihawk with Conqueror's Haki, and maybe it's just simple as fact that like maybe just Zoro just will eventually do everything better than Mihawk. Maybe
he'll just overpower him, or something of the sort.
Yeah. So another thing that
by far the craziest one.
The craziest one was the fact that we might have gotten a reveal of the father of Straw Hat Frankie.
Crazy.
So we get the timeline of seeing Queen's life. That was his name before. 39 years ago, worked in Mads. 36 years ago, had a child. 33 years ago, got offered to join the Kaido Pirates. 29 years ago, leaves Mads. 26 years ago, Mads is bought by the government. And also 26 years ago, abandons his son, joins Kaido under the name of Queen. And then that also lines up with, so we see this picture of Vegapunk with the mad scientist, right? We got Judge, Caesar, and we got Queen over here in the back, looking crazy. Frankie, and then also lines up with the fact that when
I just got abandoned by pirates. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep. When Odin was talking to Frankie's, and Frankie replies, "A pirate? No way. Just got abandoned by her pirates." Odin's like, "Ha, you were abandoned by pirates. Whatever." And he was 10 years old. So the fact that Frankie's now 36 years old.
It's so confirmed.
it lines up real crazy.
And then there was those two volume covers, right? Where
volume
Frankie has it's like
volume
36 and
39 and 93.
93. Yeah. So they're doing the same pose and the same, front of the child. Yeah. So
let me see if I can find it because
you probably have to search it up. Honestly, volume 93.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that is nuts, man. It's just so funny that Oda decided to do that. Like, what?
Well, I mean, it's not the first time he. Oh, here we go. So yeah, so this is volume 39. You got Frankie in the back with Luffy and Zoro, and then I don't remember what this was. Was this Alabasta? No, Water.
No, it looks like the train. It looks like the train.
Yeah, the train. You're right. Yeah. And then
those scrubs are on there.
Now, Wano, One Piece, volume 93. Queen in the back of Luffy and Zoro.
That is such a specific thing.
Yes,
it's legitimately way too specific.
Bro, it's like Oda, Oda be doing that shit too, bro. Yeah. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's nuts, man. I find it funny that people are like, oh, dude, they were in the same arc and you didn't have them interact or do this then. And it's like, dude, that kind of just goes to show Wano had way too much going on.
Had a lot.
And there was that's the big issue. It's so bloated. There's so many characters. So yeah, Oda's like, you know what? I didn't get a chance to do it then. It kind of reminds me of Zoro's family history. Clearly, Oda seemed like he wanted to go into that, right, with him visiting Rima's grave and all that stuff. But he realized, I simply don't have time. I'm gonna throw this in the SBS or Vivre.
Yeah, and probably was like, it didn't tie into the story. Like, it wasn't needed for the story to continue. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he couldn't. Yeah, he could not find a thread that made the story better. So yeah, it's crazy that they were on the same island and they just that's his dad.
Yes.
We all know his real father's Tom, but yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Tom. Tom's a goat. And also another timeline that we got was the chronological timeline of Kaido's life. 59 years ago born, 49 years ago became Vodka Kingdom's best child soldier. 46 years ago escaped from the Marines. From 46 to 44 years ago got a bounty of 70 million berries. 44 years ago joined the Rocks. 38 years ago God Valley Incident. 34 years ago recruited King. 33 he asked Queen to join him. 28 years ago arrives at Wano and conspires with Higurashi.
Yeah, the old woman.
The old woman that had Bon Clay's fruit.
Yeah.
Right? 26 years ago, Queen decides to finally join Kaido, and then 20 years ago, he killed Odin. And now apparently people are also saying that the time how old Yamato is ties in with 20 years ago when he arrived to Wano and conspired with the old lady. So they're saying there's a possibility that she might be Yamato's mother, but who knows?
No, I doubt it.
So it was crazy. Just a lot of information given out to us on the Vivre cards, and then we also got Guru Nika, which caused a little controversy in the community for a bit, because it was saying that he was the strongest CP0 agent, and now people are like, oh, but Lucci is stronger because he has more feats. This guy just got killed by Kaido. Blah 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 blah.
Hold on. He got killed by Kaido is a compliment. What do you mean? Lucci ain't doing shit to Kaido. What are you talking about here?
Exactly.
Who was using that as a way to brush him off? Oh, he got killed by Kaido. Yeah, he got killed by Kaido. What do you mean,
bro? Willingly, mind you, too. Like he didn't like. He knew what he did was wrong, but
he went out like a real nigga. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. It's just people arguing on the internet. Always got something to say.
Wait, what is that? What is that? Go down a little bit to what he's saying with this quote tweet. I think it's him saying that. I feel like it refers to the masked agents being the strongest, rather than Guernica alone. So even with the translation, it might not be that Guernica himself is the strongest.
It
could be that the masked agents, which is what Robin said, right? But we know that Lucci and them wear masks, so
yeah, they all have masks.
So yeah, they're in the same group anyway. So
that means I was right all along with scale Lucci to him.
Yeah,
because I said like his level or how strong Lucci is should probably be comparable to the other CP Zero Ages, and especially since we were giving Drake so much flack. I mean, but it goes to show like he couldn't handle it against like one of the best members. Dude wasn't a scrub. So
he wasn't a scrub.
Yeah. And
I'm still gonna roast Drake though.
That's fine. You can roast him, but that's also great for what's his face that died by
Izo.
Yeah, Izo. Yeah, man. Like, what a great freaking what a goated guy. The fact that
he was cooking them, bro. He like took the 1-on-2. Always got his friend.
He was already at death's door. Like that's goated character forever.
Good show. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a good showcase by Izo.
Yep.
But it seems like we got a lot of Vivre card stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot, and then a lot more characters were announced too. Then
do not play this audio, bro. Okay,
I wasn't going to, but I will say that in the recent anime, we did get the reveal of Imu's voice. Very distorted, sounded crazy.
Yeah, they got the filter on it.
Yeah, definitely filter, ominous. We don't know if it's a man or a woman, but there's because they did not want to give us any confirmation on that.
Yeah, which I'm fine. Honestly, like they fucking spoil the anime, the manga every single time, like with stuff like that. So I'm very glad. I'm very glad that they decided not to this time. And even in the credits, the Imu's voice actor, it just says question mark.
I like
so
that.
They don't want to. Yeah, I really do like that too. They're taking precautions and not cooking the manga readers. Thank God.
Yeah. Right.
So
a lot of stuff, a lot of One Piece in the chapter and out of the chapter. So that's good.
Yeah. Oh man, what a chapter, dude! Thank you guys. It was a long episode. I know, but we were getting into it though because there was just so much. We was locked in.
This
not just this chapter, but just a lot of One Piece information came out this week.
Yeah, Egghead is nuts, man. So I mean,
it
deserves it, man. And it's basically about to be. It's basically over. It's about to be end. Like it deserves the in depth. Because I think again, I was talking about the themes. This chapter, a lot of latest chapters, like the themes came across so well in this arc.
They did, and then like I remember, a lot of complaints of Wano was the fact that it was so big and there were so many storylines, but there was a lot of loose ends that we're still asking questions about, right? Meanwhile, Egghead, we had questions, and now with this chapter, a lot of them were closed.
That reminds me, literally last episode, I was talking about the fact that we don't know what happened to CP0, we don't know what happened to Saturn, so I would feel a little wonky if this was the ending, but boom, next chapter, everything gets concluded.
Concluded, bro, and then not just that, but we also got the fruits of the Revolutionaries' actions from the flashback that we saw from Vivre. That's why we saw that, and now we know why at the end of it that what's going on with the Celestial Dragons, and it's just a whole, mix of a whole bunch of things just starting, dominoes just falling, and things are starting to pop off. And
I talk about the Final Saga pacing, like it really is fast, but it goes to show like everything matters. Every line is gonna come up later in that arc, or maybe the next, or whatever. So Egghead was so good. Even if there's like a little more, there probably might be some more like chapters of like reactions and around the world, bounties or whatever. Like I'm so impressed. And this chapter was an amazing conclusion, and it's I actually. What I think I said, like, that I had Egghead third, and I still do in my personal, like, favorite One Piece arcs, probably have it third. But if someone now, after this chapter, tells me that Egghead is the best arc of One Piece, I would completely understand. Because it ends perfectly. I think, to me, that was one of the big things holding it back, was that I felt like Saturn didn't get the conclusion that was necessary of a big arc villain, but he got one of the best conclusions ever.
Yep. I think it might be number 2.
No, it's fair, man.
It's crazy, man. This arc was absolutely insane, and Oda really started off the Final Saga with a bang, bro. So
yeah, absolutely.
I think that's. You guys got anything else to say? You guys good?
I think I'm good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we've been at it. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. It's your boy, Mr. G.
Thanks for hosting, bro. You did a great job.
Oh, thank you. Oh, of course. It's your boys, Mr. G, YS and Mod. Thank you guys for everything. Please follow us over on YouTube. We're at 267 subscribers. We're trying to get to 300.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
And we all need your help getting there. So please drop that follow, drop a like, hit that bell icon to keep up to date with all One Piece content from your favorite crew. And yeah, with that being said, be happy, be healthy. We appreciate y'all. Share some love and positivity to this world, and
yes, sir.
Let's keep it going, yo. On to 1126 next week. There's no break, right? There's no break.
Yeah. It's chapter this week.
Thank God, no break. And then hopefully Callie and Mac will be back. Thank you all for being here, and I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great rest of the day. Peace.
Peace.
Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Strawhat Sitdown crew in the building. We Corona to these other podcasts. We gon' put these people in their feelings when they hear this, and they know that they can't top this. We spit facts and we poppin' every time an episode is dropping. We see D3 in the corner, MYSTA, that's a real G with the green screen in the background. Got him looking like he in a real scene. We got Big Mod in the cut, always ready with rebuttals, but he bring the knowledge when we in the huddle, so you know the crew is never gonna fumble. And it's wise, last but not least, if you ask me, then Cali, mad the captain, make him rally around me. Every Sunday we gon' run deep, and we can't stop until we find out about that one piece. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one?